Now for the first lesson in the Zoo Masterclass, I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about focusing on a single niche. This is something that I find to be very, very important, simply because when you are promoting things to your audience, it is a lot easier to sell something to them if you know what their goals are as an internet marketer. There are all kinds of different types of internet marketing, different goals that people might have within that. And unless you have a pretty good idea of what they are interested in, it then becomes a lot harder to sell to them. You're basically randomly guessing at what they might be wanting to do. Or you might always have to be talking them into doing something new because you don't know if they're doing that or not. Beyond the selling side of it though, it is also a lot easier to build your list this way. You do need to have an audience to be able to promote these offers to, and I am going to be teaching you how to build that audience. But the way that we go about building the audience is made a lot easier when you can target it, when you can go after a segment of internet marketers instead of all of them together. So during today's class, I want to give you a rundown of my niche selection strategy as a JVZoo affiliate, but this also can apply to other affiliate networks. Basically any affiliate network where you can sell or refer sales on digital products, this strategy will work for it. However, it is specifically designed for use with JVZoo and to a certain extent also with Warrior Plus as well. But it certainly works for networks like ClickBank. So I'm not only going to be giving you a bit of an overview on what digital products are and what being an affiliate for it really means for those of you that may not already be aware of it, but then we're going to be diving into talking about how I approach being an affiliate, how I select a niche, create a clear message for my customers, something that I can pursue over the entire course of my business. And I'm also going to be letting you know how you can research a potential niche before you actually decide to make it your choice. Because once you kind of get into it and you start putting forth that effort to build leads for yourself, to build that audience, and to then start promoting products, you basically have to start over if you decide that you want to change your niche. So it is important to try to make a good choice from the get-go here. Now for those of you that are already pretty familiar with JVZoo affiliate marketing, this particular segment might be a bit of a no-brainer. It might be information that you already know, but just in case you are brand new to digital product marketing, I wanted to give you a little bit of a brief explanation of what all this means and how it works and exactly why I recommend for you to take my approach with it, because you could certainly try to do digital product marketing in a lot of different ways. My method is a very specific method that I have developed over time doing this myself for numerous years. And so I've kind of figured out things that work and things that don't work. And a lot of times the things that don't work, they might feel like they are working because I used to do those kinds of things for many years and I was making money. It felt like it was working. But as I tried out more things and changed my strategies, I found that I was really just getting the tip of the iceberg in the beginning, and you could do much, much more with this if you just put a little bit of extra effort into it. So with that said, I want to simply start off by telling you what a digital product is. If you're familiar with purchasing products on the internet already, for example from Amazon, when you buy from Amazon, you're buying a physical good that actually has to be shipped to your home. With a digital product though, there is nothing physical to be delivered to the customer. The entire product is digitally delivered, and so it can be sent to that person that buys it instantly upon their purchase. When you look at digital products as a whole, there are a lot of different kinds of these digital products. Being an affiliate for one, you can certainly choose to promote any kind of product that you really want to. But I highly recommend that you center your focus around a single niche. A niche is basically a segment of all of those products as a whole. For example, with digital products, one segment of digital products involves internet marketing. But then within internet marketing, you have tons of different subtypes of these products. For example, for many years, I have been promoting products that are centered around being an Amazon affiliate because that is what I got my start with. That is what I was making money with before I ever started teaching my methods to others, before I ever started promoting products to other people. So that's simply what I already knew. That is just one possible niche, though, that you could choose. There are tons of different kinds, and if you don't want to be promoting internet marketing products, you still have plenty of options. There are a lot of different kinds of digital products that are not internet marketing products. So those niches are certainly available for you. Now I'm going to be talking more about niches in detail later in this class. I'm actually going to be giving you a lot of different examples of these niches and showing you how to do a little bit of research for them so you can actually decide what you do want to pursue as a digital product affiliate. Now the next part that I want to mention to you is simply based around your knowledge and your skills. You can choose a niche based on what is the most popular and what appears to be the most profitable. However, you should also consider, what do you actually know already? A lot of people that are involved in marketing, they will buy these digital products themselves. Chances are you have probably purchased something from JVZoo that was sold by a JVZoo vendor, and it was likely promoted by a JVZoo affiliate, perhaps even myself. All of these different products, assuming that you have gone through them and picked up knowledge from them, they have taught you a lot of different things. Whatever it is that you have been pursuing with internet marketing before you entered my class, those things have given you a lot of knowledge. Whatever you do for a career, your 9-to-5 job if you still work a normal job, that type of knowledge can even sometimes apply to internet marketing or even to non-marketing types of digital products. So if you feel like you have a pretty decent amount of knowledge within a particular area, I would highly recommend that you at least consider that as being the niche that you decide to pursue as an affiliate, simply because you're going to be able to share that knowledge that you already have and use that to help you to build your audience. Obviously, to have an audience, you need to give them something to be able to follow you for. They need a reason to want to hear what you have to say. And typically, the best way to do that is to simply have experience yourself with what it is you are trying to teach. This is how I got started up. I was doing Amazon affiliate websites, and so that is what I taught to other people. Now, something that I didn't know at that point was how to actually research a niche that I was going to be choosing. I chose that niche simply because that was what I knew, and for no other reason. I had no idea whether it was profitable. I had no idea how much of an audience I could really build for that type of thing. It ended up being pretty decent in the end. However, after doing this for a number of years, I have realized that there is kind of an upper limit to the Amazon affiliate niche. There's ultimately only so many people that are really interested in that type of industry. So no matter what niche you decide to pursue, you always need to consider what this is going to be like in the future. A couple years from now, if you're able to build a very large list, are you still going to be able to continue scaling that upwards if you want to? Or will you kind of reach a ceiling where it becomes harder to get beyond that? A lot of times you'll end up needing to pump a lot of paid advertising money to be able to break past particular ceilings in some of those industries. So the research part of today's class that I'm going to be showing you is something that is designed to try to help you figure that kind of stuff out ahead of time, so you don't have to learn a couple of years from now that there might be some limitations to the niche that you have chosen. The next thing here, affiliates and commissions. This is something that sets being a digital product affiliate apart from being an affiliate of something like Amazon. With Amazon, you can basically choose to promote anything that you want to. You're approved on the Amazon affiliate network, and then you can just freely select from the products that are available and promote exactly what you want to promote when you want to promote it. However, with physical products, you have a very low profit margin. This is speaking from the people that are actually selling the products. They typically import them at wholesale prices and then they resell them online. But on Amazon, it's a very competitive marketplace, and so they end up with really, really low profit margins. So as an affiliate, you don't get a very large chunk of the sale, simply because a large portion of that sale ultimately goes to cover what the product actually cost the person that's selling it to you. As an affiliate for digital products, though, these products can typically be sold in massive quantities, and it doesn't matter whether somebody buys one product or 1,000 of the same product. the cost for the person that is selling it still basically stays the same. And it's a very, very low percentage of the total cost of that product. As a result, the affiliates for digital products get a much, much higher commission. These days, it is actually pretty unheard of to get a commission any lower than about 50%. That means if you're promoting a $50 product and you refer a sale on it, you get a $25 commission. That's a lot better than if you were promoting a $50 product on Amazon. You would actually end up with, if you had the bare bones commission rate of 4%, you'd actually end up with about $2. So you can see why digital products compared with physical goods, the commission structure is a lot more beneficial to the affiliate. You can simply make a lot more money for these sales that you refer. Now, I also really like the digital product affiliate strategy simply because it's kind of a looser marketplace. You are not as restricted as you are with something like physical goods on Amazon. On Amazon, for example, you are not allowed to offer any kind of an incentive to get people to buy a product through your link. However, with digital products, you actually can offer incentives to people to purchase through your link. Now, there are still some restrictions. You are not allowed to do things such as offer people cash back. You can't say, hey, I'm going to let you buy this product for cheaper. You buy it through me, and I'm going to give you half of my commission. That is simply not allowed. However, what you are allowed to do is to give them more with their purchase. You can offer bonuses along with buying that product through your affiliate link to where those bonuses are exclusive to your link, and it gives people a reason to want to buy through you, especially if those bonuses that you can provide them with, if they're something really useful and of high quality to that person to where you're increasing the value of that product that they are purchasing. That simply makes it more appealing for them to buy. It gives them a reason to want to continue to follow you as well, especially if you are able to help them out. So that's actually a big part of the reason why I would recommend for you to actually use my strategies. As we progress through this training program, I will be teaching you how to kind of take the lazy way out. There are simply some times, or you might run across a particular product where you're not really sure if it would be worth your time to put in those extra bonuses. And so you can take the lazy way out and just do a really fast promotion. You can put together a promotion for a digital product in 15 to 30 minutes if you really want to. But your earnings are going to be considerably less. If you take a little bit of time and follow through my complete strategy to make those purchases a lot more attractive for your audience, you're simply going to be able to sell more products to the same amount of people. And when you can do that, that simply equates to more earnings for you. So you could certainly try to go about being a digital product in ways that I don't teach you. However, I think you will find that my approach offers you some of the highest earnings per person that you actually have in your audience. Since it takes time and effort and sometimes even money to build that audience, it simply makes sense to be able to maximize your earnings per person in that way. Something that I think is at the core of my success as a digital product affiliate is simply the fact that over the years that I have been doing this, I have maintained a clear perspective and a clear focus on what it is that I am teaching. What am I all about as a digital product affiliate? What do I recommend to people? This is something that I refer to as my mission statement. I highly recommend that you also try to come up with something like this for your own affiliate business and write it on a piece of paper and get it laminated and hang it up on your wall near your desk. And every time you're doing something for your affiliate business, look at it and think about it and make sure that what you're doing maintains that message. And you're going to find that people can identify with you and follow along with what you are trying to teach a lot better. I've seen a lot of affiliates out there that just blindly promote products simply to promote something. I don't try to promote something just because I don't have anything scheduled to promote this week, or just because there's a launch that looks like it's going to be a really popular launch. Instead, I look for products that support my message. I look for products that are actually going to help my customers that I am recommending those products to. Otherwise, you can simply confuse people in the end. They're not really sure of what it is that you're promoting or what it is that your goals are as a marketer. A lot of times when people blindly promote stuff like that, it kind of makes you wonder if that person even practices any of what they're teaching. I try to practice everything that I am teaching people. So with that said, the first thing that I recommend is for you to focus on a specific niche and to maintain that focus throughout the course of your affiliate business. If you decide that you want to change your niche at any point in time, then you basically need to start a separate affiliate business. You can run two of them simultaneously and target two completely different niches. However, I would really not recommend doing something like that until you had one of them established and working for you. Then if you had a lot of extra time on your hands and you didn't feel like there was really a lot more that you could be doing every week to benefit your existing affiliate business, that's the point where you could maybe consider starting to build a second one. Otherwise, just focus on a very specific niche. I'm going to be talking more in today's class about what that actually means to target a specific niche. Number two, you really want to have in mind who your perfect customer is. What are they interested in as an internet marketer if you are targeting marketing products? What are their goals? What are their skill levels? For Amazon affiliates, just for example, there are people that are entering into the marketplace and they have no prior knowledge. They don't know how to perhaps even build a website. So a person like that in the Amazon affiliate niche would need completely different products and advice than somebody who's really experienced as an Amazon affiliate. If somebody had 100 websites and they were making thousands of dollars every month as an Amazon affiliate, they would be a completely different kind of customer from that other kind of customer that I was just talking about, even though we are still within the same niche here. So sometimes when you are focusing on a specific niche, you still want to gear your message and everything that you are doing towards a specific type of customer within that niche. This again helps you to maintain a clear message. And that brings me to my next point, which is the mission statement. And that is basically just having a clear message that you present to your audience, something that you maintain over time. With my Amazon affiliate websites, my number one thing that I found that I was doing different from a lot of the other websites that I had seen and from a lot of even the Amazon gurus, so to speak, at that time, was the fact that I didn't use a lot of automated software to just spit websites out for me. I actually took the time to build them, to write all of the content myself, to really put some care into the website. And so because that is what ultimately gave me success, that is the clear message that I have always presented throughout the course of promoting products for Amazon affiliates and even for creating my own products for Amazon affiliates. So within your niche, when you kind of have an idea of who your perfect customer really is and what kind of a message you want to be presenting to that customer, what do you want to encourage them to do? This kind of stuff can help to set you apart from all of the other affiliates that would be within your niche that you have chosen. There are certainly plenty of other people that promote products for Amazon affiliates. However, there are really not many of them that have this same kind of a message that I do. In fact, most of them are focused on automation and basically creating what is, in my opinion, junk websites that really just sit there and do nothing. And so I have tried to maintain that message that you need to do something different. You need to set yourself apart. And people identify with that kind of stuff. And they realize that you are actually out for their best interest and not just trying to make a quick dollar. A lot of the people who try to go for the quick buck, they find themselves losing popularity over time. They find themselves out of business simply after a number of years. I have been developing products for Amazon affiliates and also promoting other products as an affiliate myself relating to being an Amazon affiliate for approximately the last 6 years or so. During that time, I can't tell you how many of the big guru people I have seen come and go. And I have always questioned how they can maintain a reliably stable business having an unclear message and ultimately just trying to score a sale, and they don't really care about what comes after the fact. There are actually a lot of people that teach things like JVZoo affiliate marketing or product development, and they will recommend that you solely focus on your sales page and don't worry about making a good product, because once you have their money, you have accomplished your goal. Well, you can't sustain a business long term that way. Ultimately, if you can't help your customers, your audience to succeed, to be able to make money over time, then it's really hard to be able to expect to stay in business long term. So again, having this mission statement allows you to essentially guide people down the right path to help them out. And then these products that you are promoting to them as an affiliate, while you are making money on them, you're also helping people at the same time, especially if you go about the bonus creation in a way that I recommend, which is to actually add extra value to that product, to try to help people connect that product to your mission statement so they can carry out these things on their own business. Now, I mentioned that I was going to talk about niches in more detail here, and to even give you suggestions of some potential niches that you could try to target. I have come up with a list of what are some of the more popular ones that you could try to go after. However, this is certainly not a complete list. And I'm going to explain to you here as I go through these how anything can essentially be turned into another type of niche. So your niche targeting may not be crystal clear in terms of an exact type of product that you can promote. You might be more centered around an idea or a style of marketing. So to clear that up for you, as I'm sure that's got to be a bit of a confusing statement, Amazon affiliate marketing, obviously what I have done for all of these years, you can certainly make a very clear connection with Amazon affiliate marketing and products such as an Amazon affiliate training course. However, when you really think about what the customer that you're trying to target, what it is that they are doing in their business, anything that could benefit them in some way with their goal can ultimately be a product that you could consider promoting. So centered around Amazon affiliate marketing, I could actually promote WordPress products, even though I'm not specifically targeting the WordPress niche, simply because I teach people to build websites for Amazon using the WordPress platform. So I can recommend plugins to them that would benefit them, even if that plugin is not specifically made for Amazon affiliates. As long as it would benefit an Amazon affiliate that has a WordPress site in some manner, then I could consider promoting it. I could even consider things like SEO, social media marketing, paid advertising, video marketing, niche marketing, content curation. So you can see how one single niche selection does not necessarily limit you to just products that are clear-cut as being a part of that niche. However, if I were to have a different niche, let's say I have WordPress as a niche, that changes. Again, I would mostly be focused on WordPress, but I could still consider anybody that runs a WordPress website. What else would be beneficial to them? They might need social media marketing. They might need SEO and paid advertising and things like that too. So beyond just looking at the actual niche you are considering, think about what that niche really involves, especially combined with your mission statement too, because that could open up to many more types of relational products that can actually be really beneficial to your audience. In fact, some of the most profitable and successful affiliate promotions that I've ever done relating to being an Amazon affiliate have actually been products that are not for Amazon affiliates. I've promoted, for example, a video creation software. Even though it wasn't designed for Amazon, I create a bonus that helps to connect that product with what my customers are interested in doing. And it then gives me not only an incentive to be able to offer to people, but it gives me a unique way to go about promoting that product as well. So looking at this entire list, there are a lot of different things here that I have mentioned. However, they don't have to be something that is on this list. Just like I singled out Amazon affiliate marketing right here. Within some of these niches, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, for example, you could try to target that niche as a whole, or you could get even more specific and, for example, you could promote e-commerce, but specifically from the perspective of selling products on Amazon. You might even get more specific and only do the fulfilled by Amazon strategy. So think about your niche. Think about everything that would be connected to it. Consider whether you have knowledge in those areas, things that you could actually share to people that would be of help to them to help them to build and to grow their own business. And you know, you need to be thinking about all these things combined before you are ultimately able to really decide on something. Ultimately though, any aspect to running an online business can ultimately be a niche. So we can go far above and beyond anything that I've pulled out on this particular page. It could be things like web design could be a niche. Graphics creation could be a niche. Website hosting management. You could even just solely focus on something like traffic generation. Things like that could potentially cover a wide variety of different industries, but still your focus would be maintained on a specific subject. This way, you again are able to maintain that clear message to your audience, to be able to sell to them better, to be able to craft your sales messages to them better, and it also allows you to build your audience easier by being able to target the different aspects of their business to offer extra help to them. So in addition to marketing niches, you actually have stuff that is not marketing. These niches are really the ones that I have listed here are the ones that are more popular on ClickBank. ClickBank is at least one possible source of non-marketing niches that you can go after and have a number of different products that you could promote as an affiliate, but have nothing to do with marketing itself. For example, they have music products where it might be to teach somebody how to play a guitar, and they might get a video tutorial series that will help to teach them how to play. Another big one is sports betting. However, I actually noted here that it's not recommended. I still included it because it is really popular. However, you always need to consider the legalities behind something that you are promoting. A lot of website hosts will actually not allow you to have gambling related websites on their servers. Things like that just make going into something like sports betting a lot more complicated than it really needs to be. Now, you're welcome to be able to refer back through these lists at any point in time. I have these included for you in the class PDF file, so you can reference them at any point that you want to. What I really, though, would prefer to do is to kind of show you how I find these niches, how I then dive into them a little deeper to figure out, are they actually popular? Is there an audience behind this niche that I should be able to build so I could then target that product? This is how you can actually take your thought of which niche you might want to go after and verify that there is indeed a marketplace for that type of thing. So I want to talk about niche discovery now. And I'm actually going to be pulling up some websites here for you in just a couple of minutes and showing you this stuff in person so you actually know what to do to be able to find a niche yourself and ultimately to be able to verify that this niche would be a good choice for you to pursue. So the first thing that I recommend to do is to utilize a number of different websites. And on these websites, you're checking for a number of different things. You can look for stuff like popular products. When you find products relating to a niche, you want to pay attention to stuff like launch dates, because something that was popular 5 years ago may not be as popular today. You always have to consider what the current industry is really like to be able to latch on to a niche that is not only going to be successful but will continue to be successful for you into the future. If you feel like something you are considering targeting as a niche might be a passing fad, I would certainly give it a second thought. Amazon affiliate marketing, for example, is something that should always stick around as long as Amazon is out there and offers an affiliate program. I also recommend that you look at things like the prices of products, the conversion rates, and especially the refund rates. Some internet marketing niches in particular are very, very aggressive with their selling tactics, and yet the product that they sell really doesn't back up all of the stuff that they are claiming on their sales pages. There is simply no easier way to figure out if this type of thing is happening on a particular product than to look at the refund rates on it. When you're seeing refund rates like 15% on a product, you know that there is something misleading going on there. There's some kind of a disconnect between what is happening on the sales page and what is actually going on the back end of the product. So you really don't want to be connected to one of those types of industries. However, do not let one or two bad vendors spoil it for you. If there are a couple of people that target a niche that you want to go after, it's okay if there are a couple of bad ones there, but you need to find at least a number of different vendors within that niche that do seem to offer quality products. And one of the easiest ways, again, to figure that out is to just simply look at their refund rates. You want to be finding refund rates that are single digits and as low as you can possibly find them. Pretty much all of my products that I have ever released have refund rates of 5% or even less on them. Some of them go as low as 1 or 2%. So that's really what you're looking for. You can identify that people actually care, that people aren't overselling their product just to try to get money from somebody. They're really more interested in the long-term success. You also want to try to find, again, multiple vendors within a niche that seem to offer quality products. But referring back to the launch dates once again, you do kind of want to see that this has been happening recently as opposed to something that happened 5 years ago. Now I mentioned being able to utilize a number of different websites for this type of thing. I do want to actually go into these websites now to show you all the stuff that I was just talking about to you. On JVZoo, the main website that you will likely end up using, when you go to affiliates, logged into your affiliate account, go to find products, and you will then get to a listing of all the products that are available for sale on JVZoo. You can sort them in a number of different ways. By the number that are sold, by the launch dates, so you can see the most recent stuff first. And this is also where you find out things like the price of the product. You can see sometimes the commission rate that is available on it, and more importantly, the refund rate over here. As I scroll through this list, you can see right here, for example, here's one product that has an overwhelmingly high refund rate compared with a lot of the other products that are out there. So I would certainly question the sales tactics that this person might be using. Now, when you're considering going after a particular niche, you can come to JVZoo and obviously browse through the general listing like you see here, but you can also try to filter out this list to find more of what you are looking to target. For example, I could try to find out whether there are any products related to JVZoo. Now, even though I'm on the JVZoo network, there actually may be some products here that have to do with JVZoo affiliate marketing itself. Now, you may or may not have caught it, but I mentioned on the offer page for this coaching program that I'm actually going to be building a new affiliate audience right alongside of you guys throughout this series. What I want to be targeting is basically digital product marketing. What I am teaching you guys in this training program is what I want to build a new audience for, and in the future may also be able to recommend my recommended products to them that other people are developing. On down the line, I might be able to start developing my own products potentially. But just to begin with, I want to be building an audience, and then I want to start promoting products to them as an affiliate, because I do have a lot of helpful knowledge relating to this industry and feel like I could easily be able to build up an audience with it. So with that said, searching for something like JVZoo on the JVZoo website may not necessarily give me a clear picture. However, if I was going after my previous niche, Amazon for example, it would be much clearer as to what exactly was happening here. You can see the types of sales numbers that have happened on a lot of these launches. You can also see the dates that they have happened on. And you can actually find that a decent majority of the most popular launches within this niche actually took place a couple of years ago. There are still some successful Amazon launches happening these days. However, the really big name launches have a lot of times been these types of automated softwares that are ultimately a pretty low quality, and you can see that it has resulted in some absolutely killer refund rates. Just imagine being an affiliate on this product here and referring, say, 100 sales on it, and then finding that 1/5 of them almost end up getting taken away from you over the course of the next month or so. This product here, I promoted it, but not as an affiliate. I actually took the time to write up something about this product and publish it on my website, and I even promoted this to my newsletter list. But I wasn't promoting this product. I was actually recommending that people do not buy it because I saw it for what it was, and ultimately a lot of people did end up seeing the same type of thing once they actually got their foot in the door. So keeping your customers' best interests at heart is something you should always be considering. Do not get blinded by the fact that you could make a lot of money from promoting it. Think of it more like you would be letting your customers down by promoting it. And you might in fact lose a lot of your audience by promoting something that is blatantly against what it is that you teach, your ultimate mission statement for your niche. So using a website like JVZoo, you can obviously find the really popular products. You can find out the things that are selling good, the things that are lower quality products. Ultimately though, by looking through a list like this, centered around any particular niche, you should be able to get a good idea of what kind of a potential audience there could be in that marketplace. When you see a product that is getting 5,000 or 6,000 sales on it, then that should give you a pretty clear indication that a audience size for this type of an industry could easily end up being 10 or 20 times that number, because not everybody is going to end up buying every single one of these products. So if you're searching something and you find, say, that products are really not selling more than 500 or 1,000 copies within the niche that you're thinking about targeting, I would definitely reconsider. See if you can't maybe broaden your choice a little bit to go after some of the more popular stuff. Now, something that is really important here is that you don't get blinded by the number one launches that have taken place on JVZoo. This particular product here, this is actually Video Maker FX, is the number one selling product on JVZoo ever. It launched in May of 2014, so about 2 years ago this product actually launched. So even though it is the most popular product, you can't just look at this and say, okay, this is video creation software, it's obviously the most popular product, so video marketing has got to be the niche that I want to target. You would want to put forth more of an effort to verify that video marketing was actually still popular. I could perhaps search the keyword video here and look for other products that have been launched in that same industry. But again, I'm looking for dates. A lot of the most popular video launches were taking place after this launch happened. Video Maker FX came around. It sold a ton of copies because it was the first thing that ever hit the marketplace of its kind, and a lot of people from all different niches ended up promoting it. You then saw a trend of a lot of other kinds of video related launches. Easy Sketch Pro launched a month later. It sold 42,000 copies. Explaindio launched later that year. It sold 31,000 copies. However, you don't see anything with those crazy types of numbers, really, that have happened so far this year. There were a few things that happened late in 2015. Videos was one in September. So before pursuing something like video marketing, I would really be looking for a lot more launches that happened in 2016 that also seemed to be popular. If I saw a very drastic decline in the performance of an average launch in that niche as the years went on, I would question whether that would be something good to go after. I can guarantee you, if you decide to pursue video marketing as a niche, that there will be a lot of competition because it is easily identified as the number one niche on all of JVZoo. So with that said, if you do want to go after video marketing, if that is what you know, if that is what you're passionate about, don't let that stop you because it obviously is going to be a popular niche. But verify that the popularity really still exists for it, and be careful about crafting your mission statement. Make sure that you have kind of a unique way to approach this niche, something that can actually offer value to people. Now, when I say a unique way to approach the niche, I'm not saying that you have to come up with something that is brand new. I'm not saying that you have to do the exact opposite of what everyone out there is already doing. I'm simply saying you need to give your audience a reason to follow you. How are you different from everybody else? Even if you do most of the stuff in the same way as everybody else, there should be something special about your message, what you recommend to people, that would be different from what the average person is going to be pushing. The way you can figure out that kind of stuff is to look at the products that are actually being sold. What kind of products are they? What are they recommending for people to do in their business? do you feel like those recommendations are actually going to help people? Or is there something else, some other kind of information that you could provide people to go along with these types of products that would help them to get a better understanding of what it is they should truly be doing? It's this type of stuff that makes it much easier to set yourself apart from the competition. Now, if you're brand new to all of this and you don't have any knowledge to back you up whatsoever, you may not be able to come up with a very clear message to get across to people in the beginning. As you get into this a little more, though, as soon as you feel like you know the best way to recommend for people to do what it is that you're pursuing, I highly recommend that you put together a mission statement that you can actually continue to abide by throughout the course of your affiliate business. You can simply buy marketing products, information products from other vendors, soak up useful information from that stuff, and then reteach it to your own people, but in your own unique, helpful way. And there's nothing wrong with doing something like that if you don't have any other kind of knowledge to go off of. But do keep in mind that people take what you say pretty seriously, and they can spend a lot of time and effort and even money trying to pursue those things. So I do recommend that you try stuff out for yourself. At the very, very least, find out if it works as it's advertised or not, for example. Things like this can go a really long way to helping you to build long-term credibility with yourself. And in fact, when you're going to be promoting these launches, you can actually get advanced copies of the products so you have a week or two to try them out for yourself, to put together these bonuses for these products before the launch actually begins. And that way you can be promoting it from the very first minute with all of this knowledge already on hand, ready to help your audience out. Now, the same kind of thing that I did here on JVZoo, looking at the products that are available, there are a lot of other ways that you can try to explore products on JVZoo and even on other affiliate networks. For example, I could go to Marketplace and Top Sellers, and I can see what is currently selling the best on JVZoo today. I can see what sold the best yesterday, and over the last 7 days, and even over the last month. So by looking at this kind of stuff, I can see what is currently going on in the marketplace. Most likely, the things that are showing up here on the top list for today and for yesterday, these are probably launches that are currently active and going on JVZoo. You don't necessarily, though, want to be promoting the old products. Like I mentioned before, if you can get your hands on a product and be promoting it from the very first minute that it becomes available for sale, you stand a much better chance of being able to refer sales on that product. However, over the course of time, you might find a couple of particular products that are really, really useful for people that could be helpful to them even if it was a product that was launched a year ago. And you can kind of integrate these into your website that you might build, or however it is that you go about getting your audience You could simply have an autoresponder set up when people first join your list, and you could try to promote some of these really high quality products to them that you know they're going to be able to make use of for many, many years. Beyond those, though, you're going to be focusing more on the brand new products, the stuff that's going to be launching in the future. Now, in addition to JVZoo, you can also use a network like Warrior Plus. It works the same way. You go to affiliates and offers this time to find the listing of the current launches that are available, and you simply search for them in the same manner. You still get refund rates, you still get the average prices per sale, and you can still search for stuff by keywords so you can find products that are related to particular niches. Now, JVZoo is completely free to be an affiliate on. With Warrior Plus, they actually do charge a fee to be an affiliate. However, it's very insignificant. It's actually $3 a month that they charge to be an affiliate with them. And the reason they do that seems to be to cut down on low quality affiliates that might be trying to spam or even scam people, because there are some affiliate scams out there where they'll refer sales that they actually did the purchasing on, they file a chargeback, and they basically end up getting to keep the commission in the end. And so affiliate networks do try to combat stuff like that, and the way Warrior Plus has done that is by simply incorporating that $3 a month fee to be an affiliate. With that said, though, it's not a bad marketplace. It's actually very similar to Warrior Plus. You have the same types of products that are even being sold here. And so you can certainly use this along with JVZoo and even end up promoting products from both of these networks to the same audience that you have. So I'd highly recommend, at the very least, taking a little bit of time to explore Warrior Plus. See if there are popular products that are being launched within your niche. Sometimes certain niches have a tendency to stick with one affiliate network over the other. For example, with your video products, you will find that most of them are going to end up on JVZoo, simply because people have identified that really popular video products have been able to launch there in the past. So if you don't find what you're looking for on JVZoo, make sure you take a look at Warrior Plus too. And even if you do find what you're looking for, I'd still recommend to include this in your research, because it can certainly help to give you a clearer picture of what is actually going on in your marketplace. It can also help you to be able to find top selling products. For example, if you go under marketplace, you can find the top selling launches that are going on that network. Something that I really like, though, is the alerts section. Under marketplace again, if you go to alerts, you're going to find a listing of the most popular vendors and also the most popular keywords for product launches on there. You can actually have Warrior Plus notify you when a launch is set up that has to do with one of your keywords. However, don't depend on this system to let you know about when launches are going to happen, because it might not let you know until the launch is actually live. However, if you're considering targeting a particular niche and you see it on this list here, then you can identify this as basically meaning that there are these many affiliates that are looking for launches on this particular network. So it can give you a vague indication of popularity for a general type of niche, such as WordPress. Obviously, WordPress is pretty popular on the Warrior Plus network. Nothing though, even this keyword listing should be used as a absolute surefire way of saying, yes, that niche is popular, or yes, that niche would be really profitable for me. There are certainly other things to consider along with that. One of the things that I mentioned before, and this could kind of relate to WordPress, for example. It's not going to show me prices here. If I look at the WordPress launches that have taken place, for example, if I focus on the average sale amount for these different types of products, this is going to give you an indication as to how much money you can actually make by promoting certain types of products. With WordPress products, you will typically find that the average product will be cheaper, generally somewhere between $10, maybe upwards of $27 for the average product. And again, remember that you'll likely end up with a 50% commission of those amounts. You do have your occasional product that might be $47 or perhaps even more than that. But again, your average product is typically going to be a lot cheaper than that. So with that said, product niches that have higher prices can potentially end up earning more. But again, there's no guarantee there. You still have to consider things like what your conversion rates would end up being. But if you see that a niche that has low-priced products and they don't have really high conversion rates, this one here, 11% at a $30 product, that's a very respectable conversion rate. And you can see what people basically end up making here per, I believe this is the EPC column. Yeah, the visitor value. So this is your earnings per visitor that you are able to send to that particular product. So this will affect how much you are able to make off of your audience, because if you have an audience of say 1,000 people, you might be able to generate 100 clicks, 150 clicks or something like that on a product, and then you multiply that number of clicks by the visitor value, and that should approximately be about the amount that you can make by promoting a product. Once you know the number of clicks you can deliver, you can estimate what you could earn by promoting a particular product. Keeping this in mind though, you can use this knowledge ahead of time to help you to figure out which niches might be better earning niches than others. There are certainly some niches out there that offer very low customer values, and ultimately you can make money in them, but you'll never really have a promotion that you do that makes thousands of dollars within a single week. You might have to refer 100 sales on a product to be able to make even $500 if you are dealing with a really low customer value. And a $10 product, for example, if you get a 50% commission, that's $5 for you for every sale. 100 sales only gives you $500. If you were promoting, say, a $67 product though, and you could refer 100 sales on that product, then your take home would be $3,350 approximately. So you can see how the visitor value and ultimately the cost of the product can greatly affect how much you end up earning. However, there again is kind of an upper limit to that. When you start dealing with really expensive products, you are going to end up with much lower conversion rates as a result, especially when you get to approximately the $100 price tag. Once you hit that and above, it becomes a lot harder to try to sell a product to somebody. So you do want to stay within a reasonable product range, but try to maximize your customer value for your niche within a reasonable price range again. Now I'm going to be having a separate training class as part of this series that I'll be delivering to you in a future lesson, and it's going to be centered all around ClickBank to teach you about this marketplace, just in case you are looking to promote non-marketing types of products. If you are thinking about that at this point though, I did want to go ahead and show you how you can explore niches within this website. From the ClickBank homepage, look for the affiliate marketplace link up at the top, and you're going to get to this page that you see on my screen. Over on the left, you have all the different categories that are available. For example, I mentioned that sports betting was pretty popular. So I click on betting systems here. You can see that it involves a number of different sub-niches. I could go and drill down to any one of these sub-niches if I wanted to explore it a little more. If I maybe was interested in football betting, then I could explore whether I could actually promote some decent products within that niche or not. But again, I really don't recommend anything having to do with gambling just because of the potential legality issues that may be involved with that. But using this as an example, you can see a couple of particular details having to do with these product launches. In particular, I like to pay attention to what is called the gravity on ClickBank. The gravity basically lets you know how many different people end up promoting a product on this network. However, it's not a straightforward number. It's more of like a general indication. It's something that you want to compare to other products that are on the network. So this one having a gravity of 61.9, it doesn't mean that there are 61 affiliates that are promoting it. In fact, there are probably quite a few more than that. But basically, when an affiliate makes a sale, it'll cause a unique affiliate makes a sale, it'll cause the gravity to go up. But then the gravity also goes back down over the course of time. So it shows you how popular a product has been recently among a decent number of affiliates. It doesn't include affiliates that aren't making sales though. So with that said, you can use this as a general indication of popularity. If you see that a product has a decent gravity on it and also has decent earnings per sale on it, then it's something that you could consider pursuing. But I would certainly look into the product more, find out if that product is still relevant to your niche or not, because there are some pretty old products that are around on ClickBank. And there's not as many new launches that are taking place on this network, at least not like there is on networks like JVZoo and Warrior Plus. So it may be a slightly different way of going about promoting these niches. Instead of promoting brand new stuff, you might be promoting older stuff that you have proven stats for that you think should be able to sell to your audience well. With that said though, I again will be having a separate lesson specifically for ClickBank to teach you more about it, how to use it, what my recommendations are for it in terms of being an affiliate on this network. For now though, if you are considering a non-marketing niche, use the category selection to try to find what you're looking for, to look for some of the more popular products that are available. You could certainly also try to search products through the marketplace, looking for things that are related to the niche that you are considering pursuing, to do the same type of research that I was just referring to you on JVZoo and Warrior Plus as well. Now one final site that I want to show to you, and this is a site that I'll be coming back to in a future class in this series. This is MunchEye.com. MunchEye is a site where product developers go to announce the launches that they have coming up in the future. Not all marketers use this, but a lot of them do, and especially a lot of the big name marketers, a lot of the launches that will likely end up being the more profitable launches will end up on this website. So while this may not necessarily be super useful for you to get started right now, I do recommend that you utilize this website in the future, but I still think it's a good idea to put yourself into a bit of a hypothetical situation. Once you feel like you have a niche that you are going to be targeting, go over to MunchEye and look into the future from now and see if you can find a launch that is taking place over the next 2 to 3 weeks or so that has to do with your niche, to see if there is something in the future that you would actually be able to promote. Now, launches are not always announced far in advance, but a lot of times the biggest ones will be announced typically 3 weeks or so in advance. So you should be able to find at least a general indication as to what is coming up in the future. As time gets closer though, when you're looking at say the next week in time, that list will be a lot more accurate than if you scroll much further down. If you get down into a different month, for example, here I'm in July, there's only a handful of launches that are taking place within the course of a week here, but that's simply because this is over a month from now. Most people will not announce their launch until the time gets much, much closer. So you can see here, a week's worth of launches takes up my entire screen now when I am looking at a more current date. There are plenty of other ways to find out about future launches that are taking place. You can use the JVZoo and the Warrior Plus networks to find the launches that have not yet happened even. On JVZoo, for example, if I sort by launch date, you can see that some of them are automatically tagged as pre-launch. And then when the launch actually comes around, then that pre-launch tag goes away, and then the product can start building stats on it. So you can see the most recent stuff taking place here. I'm actually just looking at video launches here still. There are generally pages upon pages of pre-launches here. And this again is just on JVZoo. So I made it through a little over 2 pages worth of pre-launches that are showing up on this. Now sometimes with a pre-launch on JVZoo, you may not just be looking at the product itself. Right here, for example, we have the product itself, but then below it we have another listing from the same person, and it's clearly labeled as an upsell for that product. However, not everything is clearly labeled as an upsell. For example, right here, even though these products were listed as launching today and they don't have stats on them yet, these may be upsells of one another. It's kind of hard to tell which one might be the front-end product here. Sometimes they're clearly labeled and other times they are not. So you just have to take a little bit of time to investigate them. I recommend checking out sales pages for these products. If you can find them, I also recommend taking a look at JV pages. I was looking for one of these just to show you an example here. I'm going to look at a launch that's already happened. Nope, still not getting one. Sometimes you can find affiliate contests connected with these, and you can actually find out who is promoting particular launches. This information can be super useful in the future when you are wanting to be networking with other people that are in the same industry as you. Find out who's promoting stuff, who does really good, and reach out to those people, connect with them, talk with them a little bit. So this should give you a pretty decent idea of how I go about trying to not only find products to promote, which I will be getting into a lot more detail later on in a future class for, but this gives you a really good idea of also how I can verify whether products actually sell in a niche or not. If they are selling on the JVZoo network and a number of different vendors are having success in that niche, and this has happened fairly recently within, say, the past 6 months to a year or so, then it's a pretty good indication that that is a strong niche. Now obviously you're not trying to be a vendor here, you're trying to be an affiliate, but still vendor information is useful to you because if it's not selling, period, then you have no interest in it as an affiliate. And ultimately, anything that you decide to pursue as an affiliate, you do have the future option of deciding to actually start promoting stuff in that industry. So just because you're promoting it as an affiliate now, you could later say, hey, I want to start making my own products and I want to launch it on JVZoo and get other affiliates to promote my product for me. It's certainly something that you can connect with this same type of business down the road. So in addition to exploring a niche on these different affiliate networks to find out whether they're selling, you can also do a little bit of research in terms of traffic potential. This is important because in order to sell something to somebody, to refer a sale on one of these products, you're going to have an audience that you can actually promote to. To build that audience, though, you are going to need to be able to generate some type of traffic. This traffic, though, can come from a wide variety of different types of sources. You have your standard usual type of stuff that you're probably already familiar with. You could certainly build a website and write unique content for it. You could create a blog or something like that and build a newsletter list. But methods like that are kind of slow going. They work, and they work really well, but they take time to be able to build a decent list. I am going to be teaching you, at least briefly, those slower methods, but I have quite a few methods that I'm going to also be teaching you throughout this series that are much, much faster than waiting for Google to pick up your website and to send traffic to you. Among these, you can use some of these sources of traffic as research in this initial stage before you verify your niche and actually make a selection and proceed on with it. I want to walk you through each of these, at least briefly here, to show you how you can utilize this to give you some initial information about your niche. I have a number of other traffic generation techniques that I'm going to be showing you, like all those vendors and products that we were just looking at on those networks. When you know a launch is coming up ahead of time, you can sometimes get a hold of the person that is launching that product, and you can give them some kind of a free product or free training that they can give to their customers as a bonus, and you can actually build an audience very, very rapidly with tactics like that. And just to give you an example, that's something that I will be sharing with you in a future class in this series when we actually get into lead generation. However, you can't really do a lot of research into that at this point. So it's not really something that I cover here. If you found a lot of really popular vendors and popular products on the affiliate networks in your niche that you're trying to go after, though, that's a good indication that you will be able to utilize that strategy that I was just referring to. For now, though, I want to show you these strategies that can give you some kind of initial information that you can go by to verify that your niche is actually going to work out, that you're actually going to be able to build an audience for that niche. The ones I'm going to be showing you today are Google Keyword Planner, Facebook ads, Facebook groups, and also forums and other types of third-party websites. So with that said, I want to pull up some live websites here so I can walk you through each of these different areas that I was just talking about. Now, most of you have probably used Google Keyword Planner before. If you have not, if you don't even know how to get to the Google Keyword Planner, just go to Google and search for Keyword Planner, and it's going to be the #1 result. You do need a Google account to be able to access this. However, it is completely free to be able to set up that account. So this is something that anybody can get access to. This is intended for users of Google AdWords. This would be for people that are going to be putting advertisements on the Google network. For example, when somebody searches for a keyword on Google and you see the ads in the right-hand column, Google AdWords is how you get advertisements into those spaces. This could be something that you decide to do in the future. You can certainly do paid advertising to help you to build an audience. However, even if you never plan on that, this is still a great resource to use to try to find whether or not there is search engine traffic for your niche or not. Now, when I was talking to you about niches earlier on in today's class, when I mentioned Amazon affiliate marketing and the fact that I'm not just limited to products specifically made for Amazon, I could think about what those Amazon affiliates would actually end up doing in their business, and I could promote relational things to them, such as WordPress products or search engine optimization products, things of that nature. So when you're using the keyword planner to try to find keywords related to your niche, don't just limit yourself to what your niche actually is. Like if I wanted to pursue JVZoo affiliate marketing, I could obviously search in JVZoo. I could find out whether there is search engine traffic for that. There obviously is a decent amount just for JVZoo itself. But when I really get into keywords that have to do with the niche that I'd want to go after, there are not a lot of searches. JVZoo affiliate, for example, only has 320 monthly searches on it. I could try to target keywords like this on a website and build a list from it, and I will likely do something like that. However, it's not going to be a major focus of mine. It's more or less going to be something that I do with a small amount of work. I'll put it up on this website, and then it'll just sit there for me and help to collect traffic for me and leads over time. But unless you can find a really large amount of traffic relating to what your niche is, then I really would not put too much of a focus on building an actual website with content on it that is designed to get search engine rankings. That is essentially what Google AdWords and this keyword planner are going to be giving you an indication of. Even if you did see pretty decent traffic on some relating keyword phrases, you still don't necessarily have to build a website to go after it. You could completely ignore that traffic if you can find another good source of traffic for your niche. You could also decide to just do paid advertising through Google AdWords or through Facebook or through YouTube. There are a number of different places where you can try to advertise to build an audience too. So do not take low numbers or even high numbers as a surefire indication of your niche until you actually do a little bit more research on it. Now I could try to expand my niche a little bit more, go with some more general keyword phrases, and I could search for something like digital products to try to find out if there is traffic relating to selling digital products, either directly or perhaps as an affiliate. These could potentially be topics that my audience might be interested in. In addition to the keyword ideas though, when you're really not quite sure of what those topics might be that your audience would be searching for, I like to use the Add Group Ideas tab here. In addition to the Keyword Ideas tab, it can sometimes group these relational keywords together really well and give me a much clearer picture. I could also do something like this with my previous JVZoo search, for example. And so it'll kind of group things in together. It might also show me some other relational types of niches or search phrases that people search for relating to what I typed in. So even though on JVZoo there's not a ton of traffic on most of these searches that are taking place, there are other things that I could potentially pursue WSO is actually an abbreviation for Warrior Special Offer. This actually originates from the Warrior Forum and product launches that took place and still do take place over on that website, and those go through typically Warrior Plus. That's actually where I kind of got my start, and this stuff was going on before JVZoo ever even existed. You can see that it's still around, but it's nowhere near as popular overall as JVZoo ultimately is. There are other relational topics. Mayhem, marketing mayhem. This actually has to do with JVZoo's marketing conference that they put on once, sometimes twice a year. JV has to do with sometimes people that are launching products, the developers, sometimes they will refer to an affiliate as a JV instead. Even though that means joint venture, it's really more of a partnership kind of term, but sometimes it is loosely used to mean an affiliate too. So even though I wasn't initially thinking of topics like this, the ad group ideas can help me to find them to figure out whether there actually is going to be traffic available for these types of topics or not. Now for the niche that I want to pursue and the audience that I want to build for digital product marketing, for JVZoo marketing, could even stretch into ClickBank and Warrior Plus marketing, I've not found a ton of search engine traffic for it. Granted, I haven't done a very extensive job of researching here for it either. But it ultimately, again, doesn't matter. There are lots of other places that I could potentially go to try to build an audience. One of these places is Facebook. And you can do stuff like this on Facebook in free ways and also in paid ways. Pretty similar to Google Keyword Planner that I was just showing you. You could build a free website that gets free search engine traffic, or you could also do paid traffic to get that same keyword traffic from Google. Well, with Facebook, you can put money into paid advertising to get that traffic, or you can actually go out there and get all that traffic yourself for free. And so I'm going to be showing you how you can go about at least figuring out the potential in these areas for your niche before, again, you actually decide on which one to pursue. Now on Facebook, up in the corner, you have this little arrow that expands this menu for you. If you go into Create Ads, you're going to get into the Ad Manager like you see here on my page. Now, since I'm not actually going to be setting up an advertisement, it doesn't really matter which of these I select right now. I'm just going to choose one and go ahead and continue on to this next step. This ad set step is what I'm really interested in when it comes to deal with research and trying to figure out what kind of audience might be available for it. Now you can do Facebook audiences in a lot of different ways. You can set up code on a website of yours and it will actually track Facebook users, and then you can promote directly to those Facebook users. You have probably experienced an ad of this type yourself, and you may not have even realized it. If you go to the Amazon website and you view a product on Amazon, and then later that day you go to Facebook, you'll likely notice that that product follows you around. There's probably going to be an ad in the sidebar on Facebook from Amazon promoting that exact product that you were just looking at. That's done using these custom audiences. This is something I'll be demonstrating to you in a later class, actually. But There are a number of things you can do at this research phase that can actually give you an indication as to what might be available out there. Down here under detailed targeting, you can add in things like demographics, interests, or behaviors of people. You can have it give you suggestions, or you can browse through things like those topics that I just mentioned. For example, under demographics, if you know that your people have, your ideal audience is in a very specific situation, if they're college graduates or not college graduates, um, what their work status might be, if you were targeting some kind of, let's say you're going after a dating product on ClickBank or something like that. You can actually find out on Facebook and target people that are specifically not in a relationship. So you can target all of the single people out there, for example. Not all niches, though, can easily be divided by demographics, or you might not know your demographics going into it. So things like that would really be more targeted by the interests that people have. There are all different kinds of categories here for the interests that are available, and you can, besides browsing, you can also search for this type of stuff. I prefer to do searching rather than the browsing, but I still like looking through those categories under browsing to get an idea of what is out there, to see if there's something that perhaps I might be missing that my niche could be interested in. So it's still a useful tool, but not something that I really depend on too much. So now if I'm thinking about going after JVZoo marketing here, or digital product marketing, if I were to just type in a word like JVZoo, I actually am not going to find anything. And this is actually going to be the case with a lot of niches out there. If you are trying to target a specific website or a specific company, like JVZoo or Amazon or something like that, you may not find that it's targetable as an interest on Facebook as an ad. However, I could get a little more general. Ultimately, what I'm trying to teach people with JVZoo marketing is affiliate marketing. It's a very specific type of affiliate marketing, but ultimately, every potential customer or audience member of this affiliate marketing, this JVZoo business, could potentially be listed under this affiliate marketing tag as one of their interests. You can see here that there are 5 million people that are interested in affiliate marketing. Now, when I click on affiliate marketing and I look over here in the right-hand column, it says potential reach is 470,000 people. Well, that's a lot different from the 5 million people that I was just looking at. So why is there a drastic difference in those numbers? This actually has to do with your location targeting. I'm targeting the United States here by default. If I tried to remove my location targeting, though, it's not going to let me target it. I actually have to target a specific location, at least when I am using this targeting feature down here where I'm trying to target by an interest. If you create your own custom audience, like off of a website of yours, something that, again, I'll be showing you in the future how to do. If you have a custom audience, you do not have to location target. You can just promote to your entire audience. Otherwise, if you're using the interests, you are going to need to choose a location. United States is obviously a good candidate to go for. However, you might be going after demographics in a certain country. I know I have at least one student that is considering targeting affiliate marketing types of products, but in a different language. They're planning on going after non-English marketers, basically. So they might want to target a completely different place from somebody like me who is going after people that only or primarily speak English. So I might decide to target places like United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. These at least are going to give me some of the main countries of the world where people often do end up buying marketing types of products. And they're also typically going to be English-speaking countries as well. You can see that adding in Canada and Australia and United Kingdom actually upped my reach another 100,000 people. So I can now go after 570,000 of those roughly 5 million people that were there. If I continue to add on locations, I could continue to expand that offering. Now let's say I wanted to go after other countries like Germany, for example. Germany, even though they obviously speak German, a large portion of their population actually does speak English too. And my reach here, I can see that a lot of people in Germany, 120,000 more people got added to this just because I added Germany onto it. And other surrounding European countries are typically also pretty safe bets to try to target. If you are worried about their language though, you can always go down here and refine your search to make sure that they are actually going to be English speakers. Now it's no guarantee, and you might end up excluding some English speakers by setting this language feature here. You can see my number dropped from 690 down to 580 by selecting this. But if your message is only going to be in English, you don't want to put your advertisement in front of somebody who possibly may not even be able to understand it. It'll simply be a waste of money. So this gives you an idea, again, of how many people you might be able to reach within the niche that you want to go after. Connected with affiliate marketing, though, I also know that there are a lot of other types of skills that a JVZoo affiliate might either need or benefit from having, and I could potentially even include things like that. For example, email marketing is basically at the backbone of affiliate marketing, and there's even more people interested in that than there were in affiliate marketing. Pay-per-click advertising, search engine marketing. There are even sometimes things that show up here that are not interest. Let's see if there we go. When you click on an item here and you're in this suggestion tab, it will continue to refine these suggestions for you down below to try to find more and more relational interests and behaviors and things that you could try to target. And sometimes it's not always an interest. You can see on the right-hand column here, sometimes you get stuff like job titles and employers. So 3,000 people are specifying themselves as an affiliate marketer under their job title on Facebook. Another 1,300 people say their employer is affiliate marketing. They also use affiliate marketing for a job title. These people would definitely be potential candidates that I could go after for my audience. So you can see how I can use this as a research tool ahead of time to try to find how much of an audience I may possibly have to go after. Digital marketing here, which is a little more along the lines of what I might be going for, it has a ton of people interested in it. So on Facebook, at least with the advertising, I'm pretty confident that I should be able to build an audience for my niche through here. So that's one possible method that I would be able to use in the future. Now, I know a lot of people may not want to put money into paid advertising. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of paid advertising. I have built a large percentage of my list using free methods and not paid advertising. However, once you can use a free method and successfully convert traffic into an email lead, then you can have stats to go by and a lot more confidence to run a paid ad on that exact same campaign. So I like to test something out for free first. If it works really good, then think about scaling it up with some paid advertising. So I don't want to solely rely on paid advertising to build my audience for me. I do want to find that there is another way that I can go about creating an audience before I actually decide that it's a good niche to pursue. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do on Facebook that do not cost money that you can actually use to help you to build an audience for. You can start up a lot of the traditional stuff that you have probably heard of or may even know a lot about already. Run your own Facebook fan page, a business page for whatever it is that you're trying to do. You can start up your own Facebook group or something like that. But a lot of those things, again, take time to build up. And we're really looking for some tactics that we can use much faster than that to basically build an audience when we want to build it and not to have to sit back and wait for it. So with that said, if I go on Facebook and I just search JV Zoo, I can find that there are certain phrases that people are talking about, and I can try to search these in much more detail to try to find more information about that, to try to find different groups and networks and stuff that are connected up to this topic to maybe give me some more interest that I possibly could target as an advertisement. But as far as free stuff goes, groups on Facebook are one of my most favorite things to utilize, and you don't have to run your own group. It can be beneficial to start your own group for your network if it is something that you think you would actually keep track of and use it to answer people's questions and stuff like that. By all means, start a group in that way. But when you're looking to get started and first build that audience, you again want something that's going to be a lot faster. I can see just by searching JV Zoo that there are 8 groups showing to me right here. All but 2 of them have over 1,000 members, and this one even has over 10,000 members in it. And that's not even all. I'd be willing to bet if I continue to search deeper than this, there's going to be a lot more than just 8 groups relating to JV Zoo. So with that said, I can go and look at a particular group and join the group. I'm actually a member of this particular group already, the official JV Zoo Facebook group. Some groups might allow you to post some kind of a free information link on there, or even a blatant advertisement. However, do not do things like that unless you specifically see in writing that it is allowed in that group. or else you'll probably just find that you end up getting banned from the group, and you certainly don't want something like that to happen. However, you do not have to join these groups with the sole focus of just promoting something to them blatantly. You can actually go here to help people out. People will often be asking questions and things like that, or offering free advice, offering warnings to others. For example, right here, this lady is talking about people that are going through and doing chargebacks and stuff like that, something that costs JVZoo vendors a lot of money, actually. By simply interacting with members of a group, you can build relationships with them, you can talk to them privately and try to help them out. Point them to a free video of yours or some kind of helpful information that you've put up. Point them to one of your lead pages that you're using and say, you know, hey, I think this information could help you out quite a bit based on, you know, what you've been saying in the group here. You can also find a listing of all of the members that are in a group. And you can actually go through these people one by one and request friendships with them. Once you're friends with a lot of them, and I can tell you from personal experience that internet marketers, if you are targeting internet marketers, they willingly accept pretty much any friend request that comes through. So you really don't have to necessarily be talking to them in person. A lot of these people that I'm friends with, this guy, for example, I'm friends with him. I have no idea who he is. I don't know if I requested the friendship or if it's a friendship that he requested with me. It's kind of hard to say. I don't recognize his name. And yet I'm friends with him, and he's obviously an internet marketer. When you're friends with a lot of people that you know are your ideal audience members, then you can simply make a post on your timeline or on just the general Facebook news feed right up top here. What's on your mind? When you say stuff here, people that are friends with you will likely end up seeing it in their news feed. And you can build an audience this way, an email list in this manner. You can also do direct affiliate promotions in this manner and have a lot of success with it. So by just getting out there and networking yourself with other people relating to what it is that you want to target, just from these 8 groups here, I could potentially get in touch with close to 20,000 people or so. And sure, some of them might be duplicate members, but there will be quite a few of them that are not. So even if it ended up being 15,000 different people that I could potentially have access through this for, that's a lot of potential audience members that you can go after. Now, personally, I did not get my start on Facebook. It's more or less something that I have used over the course of time. I'm honestly not even a huge Facebook user, so it's not the biggest part of my strategy. But I wanted to share one thing with you guys, and I will be talking about this again in a lot more detail as we get into the lead generation portion of this training program. And that is to use forums, and in particular the Warrior Forum, to help you to actually build an audience. This is actually the exact method that I used to build my initial email list. And even though I have not actively pursued trying to build an email list using this website in, say, the last year or two, it definitely still works. And in fact, all of the work that I did years ago on Warrior Forum to help me to build those initial email lists, that stuff is still working for me every single day. My posts that I made are still there. People find this stuff through things like Google searches or just by searching on the Warrior Forum website. And I still build an email list every single day from the posts that I made years ago on this site. Just to give you an idea of how much potential power we're talking about, this is something where you could set up your account, and as long as you have a lead generation page that you can send people to, you can start building an email list on the Warrior Forum before the day is over. You may not have 1,000 people by the end of the day, but you can certainly start building people almost immediately using this method. The reason why is because so many people use the Warrior Forum. Just in this one subforum, the main discussion forum of the Warrior Forum, which is where I really recommend for you to center your efforts. There are over 1,000 people viewing this right now. 1,167 people viewing this forum, this subforum, or a post within that subforum at this given moment. In the Warrior Special Offer Forum, these are the WSOs I mentioned to you earlier, there's even more than that. There's 1,600 people viewing this one. This is where you can post products of your own up for sale, and is actually where I got started with launching my own products. Well, what I recommend to do is to simply be a goodwill ambassador for your niche on the Warrior Forum. Whatever it is that you decide to go after on your niche, you simply use that same perspective and that niche choice, and you engage in conversations on the Warrior Forum, specifically, preferably in this discussion forum right here. Anything having to do with your niche. You find it, let's say you're wanting to pursue ClickBank affiliate marketing. You can go into this one, people talk, they ask a question or whatever, just answer the question for them. Offer some helpful advice if you have it. In addition to replying to other people's posts, you can even create your own posts just to offer helpful information having to do with your niche. Now here is the part that lets you build a list. And this guy's probably doing the exact tactic that I'm talking to you about right now. Here's a post. He replies to it, answering the question, being helpful. At no point in time, though, in your reply, you do not promote yourself whatsoever or what it is that you're doing. What accomplishes that for you is your signature. You have this link in your signature, and you have this point to a lead generation page for you. This one simple tactic, it's something that I've used to build, I would estimate, 1/3 to 1/4 of my entire email list. And this isn't even something that I actively work on every day. In fact, it's something I only worked on for a couple of months in the very, very beginning, and it has sat there and continued working for me for years ever since. So when you're researching your potential niche, you want to look for recent topics that have been taking place on the Warrior Forum. It doesn't necessarily have to be a topic that's taking place that exact day. You can even dig, say, a week into the past. But typically on at least a weekly basis, but preferably on a daily basis, if you can find that people are discussing your niche, then it's a perfect opportunity for you to utilize this website to help you to build an audience of your own. For example, I think I saw an Amazon one here. Is this the death of the Amazon affiliate? I could go in here and I look at what the post is really all about, and I can help answer this person's question and let them know that no, in fact, Google Express is not going to be the death of Amazon, because this is basically a struggle of not only Google, but other companies, all these brick and mortar retailers, trying to keep up with Amazon. Even Walmart is scrambling to try to figure out exactly how to compete with Amazon in this new marketplace. So in fact, all of these new developments that this particular guy is worried about is actually more of an indication that Amazon is stronger than ever, and as a result, being an Amazon affiliate is still very, very viable. So by just simply giving help to people, you again can not only benefit them, but you help them to see that you have quality and knowledge behind what you are saying. It makes them a lot more likely to then click on one of those links in your signature, especially if it has to do with what you were talking about or has to do with that general niche. So if I had some kind of a signature link that offered some kind of advice for Amazon affiliates, it's something that would draw a large number of clicks from people that go and view that post. So you want to find that there are posts taking place within the niche that you are trying to target. You can also look at the popularity of those posts. When you can get latched onto a post that ends up being super popular and ends up with 50 or 100 replies taking place on it over the course of time, you get a lot more exposure from it simply. This post has been viewed 1,000 times, whereas this one has only been viewed 10 times. So you actually get to expose your teaching not just to the person that you're helping, but to all the other people that are viewing that post as well. So you want to try to find this potential out there so you can use this as a method to be able to generate your own audience. Now again, there are lots of other ways to do this. You can use YouTube to try to find videos relating to your topic, see how long ago they were published, how many views that video has obtained, to try to help you figure out whether creating your own videos to build an audience might be helpful or not. In some industries and niches, it can really work, and in other ones, not so much. This particular one, 2 years to only get 18,000 views, while it could certainly build an audience gradually over time, this should be a clear indication that for this particular niche that I have searched, this particular keyword, it does not look like YouTube would be a great way to quickly build an audience for me. But I could still decide to use this as a supplemental strategy. Put a few videos out there, and then over the course of time, they would gradually build more and more subscribers for me. So I wouldn't want to depend on YouTube for the niche that I'm going to pursue, but it could certainly still be a possibility for me. So make sure you do plenty of traffic research on your own niche before you actually decide to go forward with it or not. Now, to help you get an idea of whether or not the niche that you are selecting is actually a good choice, I have a bit of a niche selection checklist that you can run through and just ask yourself these questions about the niche that you have chosen. Is the niche specific enough to make it easier to target, but also broad enough to have a large market? What I mean by that is Amazon affiliate marketing, using that as an example. It's definitely specific enough to where I can target it easily. I can target Amazon affiliates directly. I can also target perhaps people that are doing WordPress sites and things of that nature. And it is broad enough to allow me to have a decent sized market. Even though there does seem to be a bit of a limit to it, it's not a horrible limit though. The limit seems to be getting above 10,000 or so subscribers in the Amazon affiliate market. It's not that it's not impossible, but I've been sitting right around 6,000 or 7,000 subscribers for roughly the last year or so now, and more or less just kind of stay right along that level. I do not pump advertising money into that lead generation for Amazon though. So obviously I'm not growing it in that manner, but it's certainly possible to do if I wanted to scale that up a lot more. But it's kind of just one aspect of my entire business, so I don't completely put focus on it. If you're planning to do nothing but affiliate marketing and promoting digital products and you want that to be all you do for work and your only online business that you pursue, then please make sure that you have a niche that is going to offer you room for expansion, but it still needs to be specific enough so you can actually target it. Going after something super general like affiliate marketing, for example, would likely be a little too broad. There's so many different affiliate networks out there that if I were to promote an Amazon product, most likely only a small portion of my affiliate marketing audience would really be interested in an Amazon product. So you need to make sure you're broad, but not really too broad in that manner. You want your customers to actually be interested in what it is that you're helping them with and what you're promoting to them. Number two, are there regular launches on affiliate networks for that niche? Using JVZoo and Warrior Plus as a reference, perhaps ClickBank if that's the network you're going for, even using MunchEye to help you to find out when launches are taking place. If you can't find at least one decent product to promote every couple of weeks or so, then it may not be worth your while pursuing that niche. You probably don't want to limit yourself to making money, say, once a month, if there's only one good launch that comes around in your niche in that time period. So if you're going after a niche where there's products launching almost every day in it, it makes it a lot easier to not only have a product to promote when you do want to promote something, so you can kind of set your own schedule, but it also lets you be picky about what you promote. So you don't have to promote that product just because it's the only launch that's taking place in your niche this entire month. And if you don't promote it, you won't make anything. So having that extra variety out there lets you have a choice in the matter and still be able to continuously earn too. You also want to look at, do affiliate products in that niche have a high or a low customer value? This deals with the price of the product that it is selling for. It also deals with the conversion rates, the EPC, that visitor value that you're getting off of each click that you send to an offer. But I also like to think about this from a different perspective, not just for one single promotion, but over the life of a customer. What is the lifetime value of a customer in your niche? Depending on what you are trying to pursue, there may be essentially a limited amount of information or types of products that you could try to sell to them. And basically, once you have sold everything to them, then they might not buy anything else after that point in time. So if you're targeting something so ultra specific that there's probably only going to be a product or two out there on the market and may not even be future ones that come around for it, you're going to be drastically limiting your customer value. Whereas somebody like an Amazon affiliate, there could be new training going on to keep them up to date with new strategies, changes with Amazon, changes with Google or other traffic sources, new software that comes along, things of that nature. So you need to think about whether people will still be buying once they have purchased a couple of things. The next one, can you easily get traffic or leads for it? I showed you a number of different ways that you can research this type of thing, both looking into free or paid traffic. Personally, I think it's good to have that extra option for the paid traffic to be able to scale your business once you have lead generation setups that are working really well for you. But I do highly recommend making sure you have something free out there, a decent free option to be able to generate leads, because you don't want to always have to pay for it. You don't want to always have to pay to be able to test new ideas that you might have. If you want to set up a new kind of lead generation page, wouldn't it be better to be able to test it out for free as opposed to, paying money for advertising to figure out if it'll even convert traffic or not? Personally, I find it better to test on the free stuff and then to scale up with the paid advertising. The next one, how do little guys do in the niche? Now, this is a pretty vague statement. The reason for that is that you don't have to be super specific or careful with this particular item on the checklist. More or less what I am asking here about your niche, though, is to look beyond the really popular vendors, the guys that are selling multiple thousands of copies of a launch that they do, and look at everyone else. How many of those smaller vendors do you see out there? And do they still look like they're able to do pretty decent? Is it one or two guys that are capitalizing this entire niche of yours? Or are there a couple of big guys and, dozens of smaller vendors that actually seem to do pretty decent for themselves too? You're looking for a niche that is not all bunched up. You don't want the power in just a couple people's hands. You want a number of different affiliates and vendors that you can network with and connect with to give you different possibilities of products that you're going to be able to promote in your niche. So this is really more of an indication of finding out what is out there, how much variability is out there, how many different possibilities are you really going to have with what it is you are trying to target. And finally, will your niche mission statement allow you to promote enough products? Having to do with my Amazon affiliate promotions and trying to maintain a focus on things like unique content, putting a lot of value into the websites that you create. that kind of a mission statement, while it is helpful and it is what has given me the success that I have personally found with that type of stuff, it also is a little restrictive as far as what kinds of products I could actually promote. The super automated Amazon software that is out there, I can't really promote that because it is not in line with my mission statement. In fact, the only exception that I ever make for that rule is if some kind of automated software allows a high degree of customization to it. Then I still offer essentially bonus training to my audience when they buy that product because I want to teach them how to use that product in line with that mission statement of mine. So thinking about this, you need to make sure that there are simply going to be enough things that you're going to be able to promote with what it is you're deciding to try to target. And you need to figure this out before you even start to build your audience. Or else down the road you can actually run into some problems and you basically have to start all over to be able to fix them to pursue a different niche than you already have gone after. So now between this class and the following class, which will be 2 weeks from today on June the 18th, and it is again on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, between now and the 18th, this is what I would like for you to do for this series to be able to stay on track with the work. So when the next class rolls around, so you will be able to hit the ground running and be able to start doing the next step of this process too. First of all, explore JVZoo or whatever affiliate network it is that you want to go after if you have decided not to do JVZoo for some reason. If you're going after ClickBank, for example, that's quite all right. Find potential niches there that you think could be a good choice. Then proceed through the different aspects of niche research. Find out a rough customer value, both maybe a per product, potentially a lifetime value to figure out which ones are going to be more profitable. Find out what niches are popular. Find out how many different vendors are in that niche and how many sales on average they seem to be able to get from that niche. How much free and paid traffic potential you feel like is out there. How often products are launching and what the availability is on those products. How many different kinds of products are there within your niche ultimately. Looking at all this stuff, you can use this research to try to narrow down your list to find your best possible choice. And again, this may be based on knowledge that you already have, what you might be interested in trying to pursue. So you can take those ideas and verify that they're actually going to be able to be successful for you before you finally make a final selection on which niche you want to go after. Finally, when you do have your niche selected, try to come up with your mission statement. What is going to be that message that you get across to customers? What's going to set you apart from the other affiliate marketers that are in the same niche? Chances are when you promote a product to somebody else in your niche that's in your audience, there's a pretty good chance that you will not be the only person promoting to them. A lot of times, if somebody will join your email list, chances are they have joined the email list of some other affiliates as well. And so you sometimes end up competing with them, and people will actually purchase from the affiliate that they like the best, the affiliate that they trust the most, the one that helps them out the most. and even the one that simply offers them the most value for their purchase, a lot of times having to do with those bonuses that you're giving them. Once you can put all this together to have your niche selection and to really get a clear idea of what it is that you're going to be saying to people and the types of people you want to try to target and the types of products you want to try to target, this will get you in a position for the following class. And we're actually going to start diving into building our audience right away. We need to get that going first, and then we'll start our promotions later on once we actually have an audience to promote them to. So for now, between now and the next class, work through this checklist. You can find this by going back through this video, the recording of it if need be. You can also find this again in the class PDF file where you get a copy of all these slideshows. I would now like to go ahead and open up the floor to any questions that you may have about today's class. If you do have a question, simply punch it into the chat box for me, and if I'm already in the middle of answering something, I'll be sure to get to yours as soon as I can. Now, some of you have already scheduled, and some of you have even already had your first private coaching call with me. If you have not done your first private coaching call already, and you have not scheduled it, please make sure you do that through the Zoo Masterclass website. I recommend for that to be done at some point between now and the next webinar. You can take the work from today's class, go through it, and make your niche selection, come up with your mission statement and that kind of stuff, and you can present all that information to me in the private coaching call, and I can give you my opinion and feedback on all that. If you're unsure of what to choose, though, you could certainly do as much as you feel like you can do, and come to me with what is holding you up when we have our private call too. So, let's see, Alan is asking, will there be anything on creating videos? I am going to be teaching you guys, not like a super in-depth tutorial on creating videos, but I am going to show you how you can go about creating simple free videos that you can use for things like lead generation and even for the bonus offers that you present with your affiliate promotions. So yes, I will be teaching at least introductory video creation during this series. See, Barry is asking, so the mission statement is really your end goal, for example, to teach people about, say, video marketing and how to do it easily and keep them up with new changes. Yeah, to a certain extent, Barry. That end goal that they're after, what it is that they might be trying to achieve, it can also be about the path that they take to get there, to that end goal. With my Amazon affiliate promotions, using that as an example, the end goal obviously is to build a successful Amazon affiliate site, something that gets traffic on autopilot and converts it into sales on autopilot, so you can make a hands-free income that can just sit there and generate money for you. Ultimately, though, that is kind of the end goal, the thing that most other affiliates or product developers having to do with Amazon, that's, I guess, the same kind of end goal that they're really after too. So for me at least, what sets me apart from the other affiliates in my niche is how I recommend for people to go about getting there. A lot of people present it as completely hands-free, since the end goal is to have that hands-free business where traffic's coming in and sales are getting made and you don't have to do anything for it. A lot of people push that hands-free thing even from the very get-go, that that's how you create the business. And I find that to be horribly inaccurate and super, super unreliable, especially if you want to generate any kind of a long-term income that'll actually last. So my mission statement there is more about how you achieve that goal. Putting out the unique content, putting forth extra effort in actually choosing your niches and researching them, giving people information that's actually going to help them to make better decisions on, for example, what product they need to buy to solve a certain problem. So it's really that kind of stuff that, at least for me, is my mission statement, and it sets me apart from all the other marketers, even though we may all share the same end goal. So at least in my case, with what I have done in the past and what I'm currently doing, it's not the end goal for me. It's about how you get there is really what my mission statement is about. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that would apply to everything. You could certainly have a mission statement that is more centered around that end goal instead. It's really just kind of depend on what it is that you're trying to promote, what it is you're targeting, what your message is, how you set yourself apart from all the other affiliates. That's really what the mission statement is about. You are quite welcome, Joe. I'm glad you found it interesting and helpful, and was what you were looking for. Appreciate you being here. Glad you enjoyed it, and I definitely look forward to doing more. I don't know if it comes across or not, but actually get a lot more excited and passionate about talking about being a JVZoo affiliate than I really do being an Amazon affiliate. Even though Amazon is something that I've done reliably for such a long time, I know this JVZoo stuff is even more powerful than that. But I held off for years teaching it to people because I wanted to give them a really powerful way of doing it. I didn't want them to experience the problems that I honestly spent a couple of years trying to work out in this type of a business. I wanted to be able to present the way that it just simply works. And so I really appreciate all of you being here. And I know a large portion of you guys that joined me for this training program are longtime customers of my own. And I know you've been following me for years, and you've probably seen my progress and you know what I went from and where I have come to now. And so it simply means a lot to me that so many of you have stuck around for so many years, and that you have this much faith in me to let me help you in this next big step forward. And so I'm super excited about proceeding through the rest of this series and helping you guys out, especially doing the one-on-one work, being able to give you specific guidance that's meant just for you and that's never, you know, going to be heard by anyone else. So I can actually talk about the stuff that's having to do with your niche, and even the way you're going to go about generating leads and the promotions that you're going to be doing and stuff. So you're not going to get just the generic guidance here. I'm going to do my best to help you out every step of the way. Thank you, Linda. Thank you also, Barry. I really appreciate your comments. Alan, Linda, it has been a great journey. I know you've been there with me for quite a few years, and I really appreciate it. I guess I'll go ahead and make a last call for questions here, guys. I think I have answered all the questions that have come in so far. Just want to make sure that at least currently all of your questions are answered. If you do find after the conclusion of this class, or even perhaps for the couple of people that weren't able to make the live class and they're rewatching this recording at a later point in time, if you do have additional questions for me, or you're going through this work and maybe you just want to bounce your niche selection off of me, or let me know what the mission statement is that you're thinking about doing. We obviously have our private coaching calls that we're going to be doing throughout this series, but I have also extended my Skype contact information to all of you as part of this series. I do not mind at all if in between webinar classes and in between the private coaching calls, especially when we're not going to have constant ongoing interaction, if you do have a question or you do have something you want to bounce off of me, please shoot me a text message on Skype. Even if I'm not around, I leave Skype open on my computer almost 24 hours a day, so I will see it and get a reply out to you as soon as I possibly can. So I don't want to just limit you guys to even what I offered you as part of this series. I don't ever want you to have to sit on a question and not be sure of what to do going forward. So I highly encourage you all to reach out and get in touch, and let me know if there's something that I can do to help you out along the way, because I'm doing this just to make sure that all of you guys can succeed. If even one of you fails, I will feel like I have not done my job properly. So, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to speaking with you too. I know you had tried to get in on a previous coaching offer that I had done that I ended up not proceeding with and canceled and refunded that to you. So I appreciate you sticking around and waiting for one to come into fruition. And I really look forward to speaking with you and helping you out as well. Thank you, Barry. Thank you for everybody else that has been chatting today and made comments or asked questions. I really appreciate all of you. Even if you haven't said anything, I still appreciate your continued business and support. And I'm going to do my best in the Zoo Masterclass to help to put you on the right track to building a really strong, successful business. Thank you, George. You're quite welcome. I will talk to you all again very soon. I guess within at least the next 2 weeks, I should be speaking with everybody at some point, either on Skype or on a private call, or if nothing else, 2 weeks from now for the next class. Hope all of you have a great night, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon.